In today's video, I'm going to show you an easy way to evaluate a determinant using the TI-84 graphing calculator. So just a reminder that a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, and every square matrix has a number associated with it that is called a determinant. So we're talking about a 2 by 2 matrix, 2 rows, 2 columns, 3 by 3, 3 rows, 3 columns, and so forth. So the number of rows is the same as the number of columns. So for example, if I write this matrix with these components, this is a 2 by 2 matrix. It's square. It's 2 rows and 2 columns. So it has a number associated with it called the determinant. Now to note that we want the determinant of the matrix, we put the same components surrounded by 2 bars. Okay. So if I want the determinant of this matrix, I write it this way, and I can easily get it by cross multiplying here. 3 times a negative 2 is a negative 6, and then I subtract the other cross product. That's the procedure. 20. So this gives me a negative 26. That's the value of the determinant, which has several applications. So does the matrix. And one of them is solving systems of equations. Okay. Now, for a 2 by 2, you don't really need a calculator because all you do is cross multiply and then subtract the products. But you get to a 3 by 3 or a 4 by 4, it's a little bit more tedious. Okay. So let me give you the method to do it in the calculator. Okay. So we go to second and then matrix. Okay, so I'm hitting the key with the x to the negative 1. So I'm accessing the key in blue there. Turn my calculator on first. Okay, do it again, second, and here we have it. So then I go to the next column to math, and there's determinant. Okay, so I hit 1, or since it's already highlighted, I just hit enter. Okay, so then I'm going to enter these components. Okay, and the way it's done on the TI-84, we start off with brackets. So I hit the second key here, and then here where the time symbol is, that's the left bracket. Okay, and then I have to enter now another bracket again, left bracket, and then I enter the row. So negative 2, comma, 5, and then I close the bracket. So below it then, where the minus sign is right here, this is the right bracket, so I close it. And then you put the next row as a matrix again in brackets. So I start off again with a left bracket there, and then enter the 4, comma, 3, and then close brackets, so second again, and then hit the minus sign. I'm accessing the right bracket, and then that's all the rows. So again, a final right bracket to close the whole thing, and then parentheses, and then I hit enter, and there it is, negative 26. Okay, so again, the rule is on the calculator, access the determinant function and then you start off with a bracket, and then enter each row in brackets. So I put a bracket, and then the components have the first row, okay, then the components have the second row, and so on. If it's a 3 by 3, I put another one, and then a final bracket to close that, and then parentheses to finalize it, and then I hit enter. Okay, anyway, that's the procedure. And I do want to point out before I do the next one is this: there's other ways to do it. I can access the matrix menu over here, and I'll give you another way. This is just one way you can do it on the home screen without having to go to some other menu. Okay, so again, there's more than one way to do it. And this is on the 84. This will also work on the 83. Okay, and other calculators might be a little bit different, but anyway, close this. Now let's suppose I have this determinant. So now let's try a 3 by 3, a little bit more complicated. One components of the determinant are 1, 5, negative 2. Okay. Remember, now I'm looking at the determinant, so I'm going to use it with the bars. I'm going to denote it by bars. 1, 5, negative 2. 4, 3, 7. And then third row has components of 2, 10, and negative 4. Okay, again, my purpose here is just to give you a short way to get the determinant on the home screen. Okay, I do want to point out to you again that there are properties of determinants that you can use. So again, if you know those properties, then you should be able to see that the answer to this is going to be 0. I'll tell you why in a minute, but let me just go ahead and do it on the calculator for you. So again, I go to the math menu. Or I should say matrix menu. So let me try it again. Second, and then here, clear this. So second, and down here, I'm accessing the matrix menu. Okay, and this is another way to do it. I would have to go to matrix format, but again, I'm doing it on the home screen, and I'm going into the operations. So again, 1 is highlighted. Determinant is what I'm finding, so I hit enter. And then again, I'm going to enter first a bracket, a left bracket, and then all the rows are going to be in brackets. Okay, the components will be separated by commas. That'll be the procedure. So second, and then again a left bracket, and then enter the 1, comma, 5, comma, negative 2, and then a right bracket. Okay, right here where the minus sign is. Okay, now I'm starting another row. So again, a left bracket. So second times, and enter then 4, comma, 3, comma, 7. And then I'm going to finish this row now. So I have a right bracket, second key again, and over here to the minus sign. That closes that one. I'm going to start the third row. So again, I need a left bracket here, second. Okay, left bracket, and then into the components. 2, comma, 10, comma, negative 4. Okay, those are the components of the third row. So again, I close with a right bracket, second, and then a final bracket, right bracket again, and a final parentheses, enter, and I get 0. Okay. So again, some of the properties, just to remind you, whenever you have a determinant, it doesn't matter whether it's 3 by 3 or 2 by 2 or 10 by 10 or 20 by 20. These properties still hold true. If you have 2 identical rows, the answer is 0. If you have 2 identical columns, the answer is 0. Okay. If one row or one column has all zeros as components, the answer is 0. If one row is a multiple of another row, or one column is a multiple of another column, the answer will always be 0. So that in this case, I see that the first row and the third row are multiples. Notice, if I multiply the first row by 2, I get the third row. That's what we mean by a multiple. Or if I multiply the third row by a half, I get the first row. Okay. But anyway, this is a way you can do it on the home screen if you're evaluating a determinant. Okay. Whether it doesn't matter what the dimension is, as long as it's a square determinant, or you're looking at the determinant of a square matrix, I should say. So a 2 by 2, a 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, and so on. Okay. The only thing you have to do is access the determinant function from the matrix menu, and then enter the components as illustrated in this video, and it should work, especially on the TI-83 and the TI-84 graphic calculator. Okay. Hope this helps you out, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.